Hello, everyone. It is Monday, February 2015, and this is Facerollin.
Woohoo! Oh, before we start, can I
Yes,
Too late.
can
We
I
already started.
interrupt?
we did
Uh,
already start.
oh shit. No. I just found out like five
Yes,
minutes ago that in Steam,
yes.
if you're talking to people, you can click on their name and it'll take you to their community page.
Yeah.
And I found this out with Trevor only to find out, to my horror, that Trevor owns 879 games
Yes, I
on
do.
Steam.
You're up to 879 now?
I am.
Why?
That
How?
This is not. It is my account, so it's not news to me. But yes, I own 879 games. I mean, most of them are very small, like indie games. Like I don't own a lot of like. Well, no, I own a lot of major releases too. But but like the majority of that list is like very short, small indie games. Some of which I would not recommend, but some of which I do. But yeah, like I have. I admit that is too many games for one person to own.
I
How,
agree.
like, is it just because of Alan? Is it just because Alan, you're like Alan Sugar, like Alan's your
So,
sugar daddy?
it, so Alan and I have this problem, right?
Where
What,
he
what,
buys you things.
well, no, because it's like a mutual thing, right? So like I'll buy him a game, and then he buys me a game, and then I buy him a game, and then by the end of the month we have bought each other like 10 games, and we kind of like we don't officially say truce to one another, but I think in our heads, right, we're like we've probably done enough now. And then eventually, a couple months later, one of us will see a game we feel the other should own, and it starts the cycle anew.
I thought what happens was you buy him a game, he buys you 8.
That did happen recently, but I think that was happened mostly because Evie and I got married, and instead of buying us something off of like a registry or something, Alan just bought both of us like 5 games each.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
You're not going to ever play any of those games.
I intend to play Evil Within, which was one of the games that he got me during
Yeah.
that spree. I have not started it yet, though.
How many of these 879 games have you played?
Almost all of them. If you look
Really?
at my list,
You are a horrific beast, Trevor.
I haven't
That
played-
is.
I say played, but like some of them I have only played like an hour of.
That's still a lot. That means at minimum you've played 879 hours of just Steam games.
Yes, that's accurate. I
I'm gonna-
guarantee it's much
Wait,
more.
oh my
I'm gonna
god.
get the fucking calculator out. Jesus.
No,
Oh,
you don't need a
Christ.
calculator. Hold on. There's a
That's
website for
36
this.
days, okay? And I mean, like, let's times that by, say, I don't know, 4.5, because you played some of those games more than 1 hour.
I
That
have
is
played-
164 days.
There's at least 2 of those games that are in the triple digits. Maybe 3.
I quit this podcast. I feel like a useless like accessory to Trevor's gaming like cock penis. Like this is just ridiculous.
I play a lot of. I have always played a lot of games.
That's true.
Even when I was like 5, I still played games all the time.
God, I am both impressed and like insanely jealous of you, Trevor. I wish I had that kind of like dedication.
I appreciate that is your response, because usually people's response is, "You're wasting your life. What are you doing?"
What? No, you are not wasting your life. There is
So-
you are like Alexandria's library of gaming, like in your face head.
I like to think that I am that. I like to think I'm like a national archive of gaming, obscure gaming knowledge.
You're the national treasure, Trevor.
Oh,
Nicolas Cage is gonna come save you from something.
So
God,
I just-
please no. Everything he tries to save just explodes.
I just looked you up on Steam Calculator.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't do that. But yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
Jesus.
Oh boy, did I. And according to this, if you don't apply sales
Yeah.
to the games you have,
Yeah.
your account is worth $150.
Wow.
That figure sounds short to me.
Wow.
But it is important to remember that that's not taking into account sales, because that's where I get the bulk of my games. Like,
yeah, same.
I think Steam has sort of trained me to not buy games at full price.
Yep.
Yeah.
And according to this, you only have 4,000 hours on record.
Yes.
And you haven't played about 49% of your games. Now,
Really?
that's not an accurate number because Steam oftentimes forgets that you played games.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, so I also know that like some of the games I got on Steam I got before it started recording your play time too. Because I got my Steam account in like 2000 and it was either 5 or 6.
Jesus, wow.
So you could probably look that up. It probably was actually later than that. But I do remember when they rolled out like Steam actually keeping track of your play hours.
Really?
Yeah, because before that I had been using a couple of other different like services that recorded your playtime. Like I remember trying Raptor for a while. There was some other one.
Xfire.
Yeah, that's it. Xfire. Yeah.
Oh my god! I remember Xfire.
I used Xfire for a while too.
Wow. Blast from the gaming past.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm almost positive that of the games on my Steam list, I've at least played anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes of almost all of them. There's probably a few that have slipped through the cracks that I got in like Humble Bundles and stuff, but I've made it a point to try and not have a bunch of games that I've never touched.
Oh, you're already like doing much better than me then. I have like what? How many fucking games do I have? I have 68 games. I played maybe like a third of them. So bad.
Wow.
I started a show on the Tilting at Pixels YouTube channel called Good Morning Alan, and I specifically did that to play games that I do not recognize on my Steam list to try and solve the problem of like.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should do that.
Oh my gosh, do you stream it? I would love to watch you at work.
Yeah, like I have streamed it before. I could do it again. I haven't done an episode of Good Morning Alan in a while because I started doing a playthrough of Resident Evil 4 that took forever. I'm still not done with it.
Do Good Morning Alan. I would love to drink coffee and watch you play some ridiculous thing from your list.
Yeah, they're all archived on our channel if you want to see any of them.
Oh man, but I want live feedback from you. Okay. I just want to type things in and for you to talk to me, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, the voices are talking to me. Oh.
It's as if it's happening right now.
I just looked up Steam on Wikipedia, and it says that Steam was released in 2003, and I'm like astonished.
People hated it.
People despised it when it first came out.
Why's that?
It was not great when it first came out. Like there were
because it wasn't a store originally. Originally, it was just like DRM.
Yeah. Originally, Steam was rolled out to like solve copyright problems with like Counter-Strike and other Valve properties.
Oh, okay.
It was only much later when it actually became a store to buy things.
Yeah.
And originally, I think it was still just Valve things.
Yeah.
And it didn't have sweet sales.
I remember first getting into Steam when the Orange Box came out, like way back in 2007-ish.
Hell yeah.
I'd say the same around here.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to an interview with some of the guys from Valve, and they were saying part of the reason they started selling stuff on Steam is because they were looking at other like digital services at the time, and they didn't see anything that was very good, and so they just decided to like roll out their own.
Oh, they looked at Xfire and they thought it wasn't very good.
Who could think that? That's crazy.
Yeah. So, guys.
Yeah.
You both went to 2 different gaming conventions at the exact same time.
Yeah, we did.
PAX South versus MagFest.
Mm-hmm.
While I was at home, being sad.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
But yeah.
I'm not. PAX South was awesome.
So,
yeah, MagFest was freaking awesome too.
I'm gonna start with Trevor. because I think he has the funnier story here.
I-
And that is, you met our #1 fan.
I did. I did.
You met
I met.
Heliolisk.
I
By the
I
way,
know
hi,
him as
Heliolisk.
Jamie.
I know you're listening probably right now. Hey, hey.
So I met him as Jamie, but Kelly, you know him by a different name, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's our disc priest in our raid group.
Yep.
Yeah. It was crazy. But it was awesome at the same time. Because he totally recognized my voice while I was playing Joust.
Oh my
Really?
god.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's how
Yeah.
he met you guys?
Yeah, well, he walked up to me and he said, "Excuse me, do I know you?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." And he was like, "Do you do a podcast with Kelly?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Jamie was super nice, and he had awesome hair. I noticed that too.
I remember he Snapchatted me a selfie with you guys, and he's like,
What?
"Who are these fucks?" And I'm just like, "What? Oh my god!"
He didn't Snapchat me that.
Just because I'm more important than you, Capsor.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then I also met someone else from your guild too.
Yeah.
One of Alan's coworkers,
Wish.
who I knew as Meg, but you know as Witchy? Wish?
Wish.
I don't know how to pronounce
It's
it.
really wishy-washy.
But I had a great time meeting her too. She seemed really cool. And yeah, those were two very, very strange coincidences at PAX South.
That's so freaking weird because we did a guild Secret Santa and I got her as the person I had to give a gift to.
Yeah.
Actually, it's crazy.
What I'm disappointed in.
Yeah.
Is I specifically asked Jamie to come up to you guys, to find you guys, and be like, "Oh my God, I love your podcast, especially you, Travis and Alfred."
Honestly, I wouldn't have even been mad. I would have been amazed that someone even recognized it, and I was actually really blown away. Yeah, Jamie was actually at PAX South as an enforcer.
Yeah, he volunteered
He's at
there.
most United States PAXs as an enforcer.
He actually enforced Markiplier's whatchamacallit.
His signing?
Yeah, no, not his signing, but his panel.
Oh, his panel. Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he was telling us how. Okay.
So I have watched a little bit of Markiplier's videos, and I think he's a cool guy. I did not realize the amount of fervor and fandom that he has behind him.
Yeah.
At PAX South, his line was actually longer than any of the lines to meet Gabe and Tycho.
Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible. That really speaks to the shift in media and gaming towards YouTube and YouTube in general.
And Gabe and Tycho actually joked about it during one of their QAs, where they said that at the end of their time to sign in the queue line, there was nobody there, and they were just sitting there alone for 10 minutes rearranging pens.
Oh my God.
And at one point they looked over to the right, and there's this massive line of people. And so they asked one of the enforcers, do those people not know that they can just come up and get our autograph? And they were like, "Oh no, they're not here for you. They're here for Markiplier."
Oh, wow!
Wow.
That is hilarious. Holy shit.
Yeah, when he started his own guild in our server, he, within a couple of hours, got to 1,000 members in his guild.
Wow.
Most of which either just straight up bought the game to play on it with him.
Wow.
Or transferred from another server.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So I do not know a whole lot about Markiplier the streamer because I've only seen one of his videos, but let me tell you, Markiplier the person seems like a cool guy. Because
did you get to meet him?
I did not, because he was always surrounded by millions of people. But what I did notice though is that a lot of the YouTube personalities and celebrities at PAX South, they would spend some time with their fans, but eventually they would kind of try to encourage people to move on and do something else so they could leave. Markiplier never had that limit. He would stay and meet everybody who was waiting for him, no matter how long it took.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I respect that. Because that's insane to me, especially when you have that amount of fans waiting for you.
So I started following Markiplier's Instagram because Markiplier, I don't know, his Instagrams were always super sweet, and he just
Well,
like,
hold on. So
uh-huh.
here's a thing I need to ask about because
Uh-huh.
I heard on the PAX South floor the Game Grumps Guild kind of has it out for the Markiplier Guild. Is that
Oh
Oh
yeah,
accurate?
yeah, we do
Yeah.
PvP all the time. Whenever we see a Markipeep in game, we put it in guild and then we swoop on them and kill them.
yeah.
We're kind of
So
brutal.
so maybe following him on Instagram was a way for you to get to know your enemy. Is that what's going on?
Well, actually, I started following him before the two guilds were created. Just 'cause like I heard that Markiplier was like a super like nice guy and had like a really big fan base because he was super nice.
He has a
And
huge.
so I got
That's accurate.
yeah, and so I started like following him, and then I played a video, and he's like, "You are the best, and every day is a great day," and I'm like, "Holy shit, this is such a cheap way to make me feel better about my life. Like,
But
please,
it
Markiplier, tell me how much I'm worth it. I
it
need
totally
external
worked.
validation."
It
Also,
totally
No, but
worked.
like,
Also, what's funny about Market Peeps versus Game Grumps? Uh, Game Grumps were at MagFest. Markiplier was at PAX South.
yeah, that was really funny.
Um,
It's true.
Also,
Yeah.
our guild's favorite way of like just dicking over alliance players because we're horde.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you know
And
how
we're
there's
part of the Game Grumps Guild, just
yeah,
FYI.
you know how
Yeah.
there's
No, I
like
think we
there's like
gathered.
phasing and stuff in WoW
Yeah.
right now. So in this expansion, you get a garrison, which is like your own town that you build, and it's instanced
Oh,
specifically to you.
yes.
So when you walk into it, it instances to you, and you can see the outside, but you can't see anyone who's outside because you're in a different phase, right?
Okay.
So our guild, we found like a big rock right outside of the instance zone for the Alliance garrison.
Okay.
So we would hide behind that rock, and so people would walk out of their garrison
And
and
you.
die.
Wow. That's pretty messed up.
Oh, I love being an asshole in a PvP sport.
Whenever we make an event, we call it the Rock and Tree Rumble. Because there's a rock and a tree there. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, what else did you do at PAX?
Oh, okay. So, in terms of like what I saw on the show floor,
Yes.
the game that I saw that was just like one of the coolest things I saw on the show floor was an indie game, and I'm looking up the name of it right now because they sent me an early build of it when I asked them about like when
Are
it
you
was coming
serious?
out and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Um, but I want to say it was called like Super Slam Dunk Touchdown.
I'm in.
Oh, wait. Does it have like there's like a map with a U, and you can grab a ball, and you're just like a little triangle, and you move around?
No, no,
Okay,
that
never
is
mind.
that is not it. That just doesn't sound quite like it, unless they've done some serious art asset changes since then. But so the way this game works is you start it up, and it's 3v3, and you choose a sporting like athlete to be. So there's like a roller derby girl, there's a hockey player, there's a soccer player, there's a football player, and there's like I'm trying to remember some of them. Basketball is in there too. Then you compete in an arena where each side has a soccer net, a basketball hoop on top of their soccer net, and a field goal post on top of the basketball hoop.
What?
So it's basically Quidditch.
It is every sport just like thrown in at once. And so like the
Oh my
ball that goes into
gosh.
play can be anything. So like a puck could go out, a baseball, a
That is
soccer ball,
awesome.
a football. And every single player can score on all three like possible areas, which means that the hockey player can slam dunk with his stick.
Oh, that's
So you
awesome.
like you balance like the ball on your stick and then jump up and like slam it in the hoop.
That
What's
is
it called again?
amazing.
I want to say it was called Super Slam Dunk Touchdown. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Okay.
I'm looking for the early build of it because they. Let's see.
Yep, found it.
Let me
Super
let me
Slam Dunk
intro
Yeah,
touchdown
let me
Super
in,
Slam Dunk
let me
Touchdown.
by
let
tipping
me
goat.
let me
Yeah.
interrupt you one
Go for
second.
it.
Trevor, sometimes we can hear ourselves on your mic.
Oh,
So
oops.
just FYI, do you have
Oh, I didn't
headphones that you can
notice.
use?
Yeah, I should probably plug in headphones, but go ahead. I think you'll be okay now.
Okay, cool. Okay, you guys go ahead. I just wanted to say that just for
Oh,
Oh,
editing
it has
sake.
so
it has like pixel art. I see.
yeah, it's like pixel art. They said it'll be a while before it actually sees release, but they do have an early build up on their website that anybody can download and try right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow, this
so
game looks amazing. I'm just
it
looking
was
this up
it
on
was
YouTube
really
right now.
rad. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that looks
Um,
like so cute. Are they gonna support multiplayer across like Steam Friends and stuff?
no idea yet. Honestly, like it's so early that they don't even seem to have like a platform quite in mind yet. I did notice we were playing it with GameCube controllers. So maybe they were shooting
Interesting.
for like a Wii release, a Wii U release. I don't know. Like an eShop thing.
That'd be
Anyway,
cool.
yeah, that game was really really awesome. There was also a board game that I got to play called Bring Your Own Book. That was really silly.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah. So the way this board game worked is it's a little bit like Cards Against Humanity in that someone pulls out a card, right? And you're
Uh-huh.
given a statement or a sentence of some kind, and everyone has a book that they bring to the board game, and you have to look for a sentence in your book that best fits the description
Oh,
on the
that's
card.
so cool.
And then every round you actually trade books with someone else, which I imagine is to keep someone from having like a good book that's been really good and just like using it over and over. But it was a neat idea for a board game, and I'm curious to see what that's going to be like when it comes out.
Oh my gosh,
That's pretty
that
sweet.
sounds really fun. I would love to get 50 Shades of Grey. Play
So
that.
I would
the
use Disaster Artist.
but yeah, so those were probably the two highlights for me in terms of what I saw on the show floor. It,
Did
it
you
was a
see
weird.
any
It,
interesting panels?
I went to the Giant Bomb panel,
Oh, that's so
where
cool.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. I've always liked the guys at Giant Bomb, so it was cool to see them in person. So I went to their panel, and Jeff was joking about PAX South because it was kind of a weird PAX in that a lot of major developers weren't there. Like there was no Square Enix, there was no Capcom. The only major studio that really showed up was Nintendo because they were there showing off the new 3DS and Majora's Mask. So Jeff was joking during the Giant Bomb panel that he could see a bunch of like executives he recognized from other companies looking around, being like, "Yeah, this looks like a PAX. We have games we probably could have brought here." Uh, but yeah, the Giant Bomb panel was great. I went to the YouTube panel since Alan was there working it, which I learned I'm really out of the loop as far as YouTube personalities go because I didn't recognize a single person that was up there. But all of
It's
them were very popular. Like that panel was completely full.
Do you remember any of them?
Yeah, I remember most of their names. There was a guy named Hike Plays.
Never heard of them.
There was a husband and wife duo called Cupquake. Nothing? Nothing?
Nope. Nope.
Uh, God, who were the others? Nanners? Sean Nanners?
Oh, Sea Nanners.
Dean Nanners. He was up there, and he was probably my favorite up there in terms of like when somebody talked up there and I actually paid attention, it was usually Sean Nanners who was talking.
Yeah, Sea Nanners is cool because he basically made Minecraft a thing.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, Minecraft was like barely known, and then he made like one video about it, and then it became huge.
Yeah, no, he seemed like a really cool guy. And then there was somebody else up there, like 1XRX1Z. I don't know. His whole name thing was super weird. I didn't know who he was.
I feel
Um,
like super old now. I feel like this is the new thing that teenagers are getting into, and now that
Believe
like
me.
we're in our mid to late 20s, it's just like, Who are these YouTubers, eh?
You were right. You are absolutely right, because I was sitting next to a bunch of 14-year-olds in that panel.
Wow.
Yes! This is like the
Uh,
new Britney Spears of the internet.
but it was an interesting panel in terms of hearing like what they do, and like I said, Sean Anners, or Sean Anners in particular, I walked away from that panel really thinking he was a neat guy.
I haven't heard of him in years. I didn't know he was still around.
Yeah, well, he's apparently still quite popular because of all the people who had like fans waiting for them afterward. He by far had the largest crowd
Oh, nice.
of people. I guess he still continues to like stream and play things, but I guess now he's known more for like Gary's Mod videos than Minecraft. As for the others, most of them, Minecraft was like the big thing for them,
Of course.
especially that husband and wife duo, Cupquake. But it was cool. I enjoyed that one too.
Nice.
But yeah, that's I got a chance to play the new 3DS also.
Oh yeah,
What's
I
new
actually
about
tried it. It has a little nub.
It does. It has. It
And I
has.
think 2 extra shoulder buttons.
Yes.
So-
I don't.
Kelly,
I don't.
Kelly, imagine those laptops with the little mouse nub in
Yeah.
the middle of the keyboard.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
That's exactly what it feels like.
That is
What?
exactly what I was about to say. Is
They
that
were... I hated those things so much.
Well-
Why are they bringing them back?
so you
Stop
can
it.
control the camera in Majora's Mask. How else would you do it, Kelly? If you
This
didn't
is-
have.
I'm
Oh,
looking at it right
Oh,
now.
you're
This
asking
does not
how
look
else I would
intuitive
do
at
that?
all.
never mind. I can't find that thing.
Okay.
No, but like, so this nub is like on the right side, right above the XY 80.
Above-
Oh,
Yes.
here is how I would fucking do that.
How would you do
With
that?
this thing right
Oh.
here.
You actually have one of those?
What is
Yes,
that?
because I use it for Monster Hunter.
It
What is
attaches
that?
to your 3DS.
Yeah.
It has an extra button on here, the R button, and it has an extra little thumbstick,
Yes.
so you could actually play 3D games and control them properly.
It looks like a giant Sega Genesis controller with like a thing for your 3DS in the middle.
Yeah, and you know how it communicates with your 3DS? Fucking infrared. There's a little
Yeah.
infrared thing right here.
Wow, that sounds awful. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't.
It
I
works
didn't-
really well, and it's really comfortable because I have big hands.
Yeah.
But they never made an XL version of this, so if you got a 3DS XL, fuck you, basically,
That
is what
That is
Nintendo
what
says.
Nintendo tells me.
And this is no longer compatible with any of the new 3DS games.
Yep. I actually really wanted one of those because I tried playing Kid Icarus Uprising, and it is not a left-handed friendly game.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
I got that thing from Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I used it maybe twice.
So, Kelly, what did you see at MagFest?
MacFest is pretty fun. It's definitely a fan convention. Like, it's not an industry convention. It's nothing like Anime Expo where there's a lot of industry there and they're trying to promote a lot of products. This is more like, hey, this is a gaming and music festival. You're going to come here, play games, and listen to music and see some cool panels. And that is exactly what we did, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. I ended up actually like meeting up with some of the guildies from the Game Grumps Guild, and it was a lot of fun being able to like meet up with them and party and that sort of thing. What was really cool about MacFest is, so you pay for MacFest, right, $60, but all their arcade games and all of their console games are free for the entire
Nice.
weekend, and it's 24 hours. So, yeah, free DDR for 24 hours. I was like in heaven, dude. I just like was the sweatiest motherfucker there. And they had a lot of kind of like impromptu music areas, so you could actually set up your music in the hallways and play for like money, or like if you were a DJ, you can set up your DJ equipment, and people were like straight up breakdancing right in front of the DJ in the hall. It was very like eclectic and like spontaneous. It was a lot of fun. We actually ended up there was a Game Grumps panel there, right?
Nice.
So we set up a MagFest meetup for our guild, and so we met up, and Ross said that he was going to meet with us, but because it was right before the panel, he said, look, I can't meet with you guys, but here's the deal. I'm going to get you guys front row seats for the panel. And so we're like, cool, you know? And then we walk over to the panel, and we look at the line, and it is capped. They like cap that line 2 hours before the panel, and this room probably could fit maybe like 400 people in it. It was like humongous, and there was like some guy who was waiting there for like 10 hours for a seat for the Game Grumps panel. So we went in, we sat down in the front, and we were right next to Red Pepper Gaming. They're a YouTuber channel where they have people come on to play a game, but before they
Other
can
YouTube
play it,
celebrities. Yeah.
yeah, but before they can play it, they have to eat a red pepper and
Oh
explain and
God.
play the game
No,
while
they don't
freaking
play the
out at
game. They
them.
review the game.
Oh,
They read
okay.
a
Well,
script.
I don't
Yeah.
do YouTubers. I'm just like Ninja Sex
Yeah.
Party. That's
Red
fine.
Pepper Gaming. It was founded by one of the members who do Indie Static, or used to do Indie Static, which was an indie game news website. Um, and yeah, they eat an extremely hot pepper, like a ghost pepper, and then they try to review a game. And it
Wow.
always ends in tears and a big glass of milk or three.
Oh
Um,
God.
and then on their other side was Gerard the Completionist.
Yeah, so like I feel like such a bitch because I don't follow YouTubers, right? And I got to sit next to some of like some well-known YouTubers, and I'm just like, yeah, Danny Sexbang, you're great, you know. I am in a guild with this guy, you know, and so it was a lot of fun. It was really great, and man, Game Grumps fan base, they love Game Grumps. It's pretty intense. Most of the people who went up there were like, hey, I have this question for you, but here's a gift. Like, here's an
Yeah.
offering to you, my deity. And they're like, thank you, guys. Like, it was really cool. So we did that, and we partied, and it was a bunch of fun. And then the next morning was the Ninja Sex Party panel. So Jelly Moose and I, our mutual guild friend, we go and look at the autograph line, and the autograph line is capped already. Like, it got capped 3 hours before the autograph session. So we're like, oh, crap, you know, we're not going to get my strap-on signed because I have a strap-on that I want signed by Ninja Sex Party. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe next time. And so we go out looking for breakfast, and we're walking down the street, and there's Ninja Brian walking towards us, and we're just like, hey, Ninja Brian, you're Ninja Brian, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, you guys are fans? And you're like, yeah. Can you sign the strap-on? And he's like, sure. Yeah, hell yeah. And so
I was about to ask if Ninja Brian actually talked at any point, and now I know yes he did.
yeah, he did. And so we were on a street corner, right? And he's like, let's find an alcove. So this is literally not just a penis on a street corner. And so he signed my strap-on. Actually, I have it right here if you guys want to take it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to send it in to Danny Sexbang for him to sign it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. They did have indie games there at MagFest, which was really cool. And two of them I want to give a shout out to. The first one is Particle Maze. This just came out on Steam actually, and it's really cool. So you are standing. It's kind of like a top-down view, and you have this little arrow, right? And that's your little spaceship, and you're flying your spaceship around. And the object of the game is there's kind of like this mace that is attached to your spaceship, and you have to use the momentum of your spaceship to whip it around and kill things.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. It was probably my most favorite game at MagFest.
So I watched the video for this game, and the best way to describe it, if you play Binding of Isaac,
Mm-hmm.
is
Okay.
it works exactly like Guppy's hairball. which is exactly what she described.
Yeah, it's pretty much a maze, and it's a lot of fun. This one actually has a multiplayer mode, so that you can pretty much like try and mace your friends and stuff until one of you gets to 5. And they had it playing with Xbox controllers and PS3 controllers, so I'm sure
Nice.
they're gonna try and release it on those platforms. But it was really great as a multiplayer game as well. And then the other one that I was actually describing to you earlier was Cluster Puck 99. And so it's very similar, where it's a top-down view, and it's really fun if you play with maybe 8 people, and they separate you on 2 different teams. And it's very close to soccer, where you kind of have 2 teams, you're each trying to get a puck into a goal and stuff. And you have 2 functions. You can grab the puck by running into it, and you can charge with it. So you can charge and then like throw the puck into the net, or you can charge at someone holding the puck and it'll knock it out of their hands. So as simple as it sounds, it was actually a lot of fun to play, and I really enjoyed it. So they're both out on Steam. They are new releases, so if you guys want to check them out, they should be pretty cheap, I think. Maybe. I'm going to look them up right now.
Clusterpuck 99 is $10. 9.99 to be specific.
Oh, okay. And Particle Maze. It's Particle Maze is 679.
Clusterpuck looks like the Tag Pro sequel I've been waiting for.
Tag Pro?
Tag Pro.
What's Tag Pro?
Tag Pro is a free web browser game where you play as a little ball, and it's like 2 teams, like the red and the blue team, and you just use the physics and momentum of your ball to try and like knock a ball into the opponent's goal.
Oh, nice.
And there's all sorts of like crazy obstacles all over the field, but this looks like a more robust version of that, which could be amazing.
Yeah, this is a really fun game. If you had to get one of the 2, I would recommend Particle Maze. It was a lot of fun, and playing with friends is really great. Though I'm not sure how you would do multiplayer with it. But there's a lot of skill involved, actually.
So, Caps, what did you do while Kelly and I were gone?
I'd rather not talk about it. I watched a whole bunch of anime and a whole bunch of movies.
Nice.
None of which I can remember.
Oh, hey, what you guys all play this week? Or these past weeks?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey.
You start, Caps, since you didn't get to go to any cool cons.
Since you didn't have any fun.
Because today, I was like, I really want to play a JRPG.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No,
So
don't do it.
I know where this is going.
embarked on a journey.
An odyssey, if you will?
An odyssey, if you will.
Oh, my gosh.
And this whole time, it's actually been open right here. I got Atrian Odyssey 4 for the 3DS. But before I get to the game,
Yeah.
let me tell you how I got to the game.
Great.
Oh, Lord.
So I wanted.
Uh-huh.
There's an Odyssey to get to Atrian Odyssey.
There is an odyssey to get any eShop game I've discovered, but please continue.
Oh, you knew this involved eShop.
Oh, yeah, no, it was easy to tell right away. eShop, let me tell you, that is a nightmare, but please continue.
So I wanted to buy it using my Target card. I didn't want to spend like actual cash.
Oh, I bet.
And I knew Target was supposed to have it because it had it for the longest time. It didn't. But I did buy some of these, $10 more than I needed. Because you can't buy the exact amount, because fuck you!
Sure you can. You just have to give Nintendo your credit card information.
No, I don't want to do that. Might as well just go to GameStop at that point. So then I get home, and I enter the codes, and I try to download it, but I don't have enough blocks, whatever that means.
Oh, you're not enough space on your SD card, or?
Exactly. So I took out the SD card out of my Raspberry Pi. By the way, new Raspberry Pi wasn't released today. I took the SD card of my Raspberry Pi, which is 16 gigs. Tried to put it in, didn't work. So I tried to reformat it. Accidentally put in the wrong card into my computer without realizing it. Reformatted my 3DS SD card with all the games on it.
Oh no!
And then
I'm so sorry.
it took me forever to figure out how to format uh, my Raspberry Pi card because for whatever reason it didn't want to be read.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
in the end,
that's a constant problem for people.
yeah, in the end it did work out. I did format it, did download the game,
Yeah.
and boy is it a game. uh, Basically, from what I understand, you're like an adventurer and you start your own like adventuring guild. The guild could only have 8 characters in the name and no profanities, so dick fuck was out the window. So
Oh,
obviously I called it dong kick.
that's good too.
Um, and then and then you had to recruit a party of heroes. And I sent Kelly a picture of what one of the dancers looks like,
Oh boy, does
which
she
is
look like a dancer.
a lolly in a bikini.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
God
uh,
bless Japan.
so I picked the other
I
one,
salute you.
which is the slightly bigger boobed one in a bikini, and I named her Frank. Uh, and then my medic I obviously named Dr. Acula.
What just for clarification, which
Yes.
Etrian Odyssey is this? Because I know there's a lot of them out there.
4. It's the only
Okay.
one for 3DS.
Gotcha.
Even though the other ones are available on the eShop
Okay.
for $10 more. Uh,
Good looking out.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, so then I embarked on my journey. Uh, and also I got my airship. It was called like something dumb. I don't remember. Um, got my group of heroes, and then it works very similar to really old role-playing games
Yeah.
where you're in first-person view inside of a tile maze. Um, where like you move like one like square at a time, and the weird part is the map is not automatic. You have to draw it yourself.
Yeah, yeah. You have to keep track on your own.
Kinda. Like it fills in where you walked, but it doesn't fill in where there's walls, if there's anything to the sides of it, where there's secret passages that you've been through. You have to keep track of all that yourself.
That sounds like a giant pain in the ass.
See,
That's
that's-
not-
Boy, is it.
That's what I say, but people who I talk to about this game defend that as like one of the coolest parts.
No,
So-
it's
so
awful.
they
It is
enjoy
just awful
playing.
busy work.
a pain in the ass. Like that, I feel like that doesn't add to gameplay.
And
like,
then you level up, and then you gotta distribute skill points every single time to 6 separate heroes. Sometimes currently I have 5 for whatever reason. Doesn't tell me why I can't have 6, even though I have 6 slots.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Evie might. She's played a lot more of that game.
And then you get your airship after like the first mission, and then there's the overworld, which is much much bigger, and also needs to be mapped. And there's also giant monsters that roam the fucking countryside. That if they touch your airship, you engage in a battle with them,
Yeah.
and they will one-shot every single one of your characters, one by one, and you have a really low chance of escaping them. So
Wow.
fuck you if you get caught. And then also there's like food that like litters the countryside, as in like sometimes you'll see farm animals or like a patch of fruit or like some birds or like fish, and then you can just pick them up and they get automatically sold when you're back in town. That was like there's so much random busy work in that game. It baffles me, and I don't know if I'm having fun yet.
Well, you know,
It sounds like
you'll get
Like-
there.
JRPGs just sound like a pain in the ass. The game, like masochism, the RPG, like.
Yeah. The least annoying JRPG I played in recent memory was Bravely Default.
See, I still found that really annoying.
That's because you played much, much more of it than I did.
I played 80 goddamn hours of it.
Wow.
I played maybe 7 at the most,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, it's pretty good. And then I put it down, and I left it there because I knew there was something horrible, like, on the horizon.
You were smart. You were smarter than me.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
have the need to finish things that I've started. I only have the need to feel like I've explored all the mechanics in the games.
and this, Caps, is where you and I are different. Because I cannot separate those things.
As-
I need to see how it ends. I
yeah,
have
as
to.
far as I cared, it was just a remake of Final Fantasy III. Like,
Uh,
because story-wise, it's nearly identical.
mhm.
Gameplay-wise, also nearly identical, but much more streamlined, which I liked. And then I was like,
So
well, I already played through most of Final Fantasy III,
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
so I
Yep.
feel like I've already also played through most of this game.
So Evie, who I thought was asleep, has messaged me on Steam to tell me to tell you that you will
Yeah.
eventually be able to unlock that 6 character slot and have 6 people in your party.
Cool. I'll
So
just have that one last class that I couldn't put in there.
yeah, and then you can level them up from level 1. Oh, Evie says that's not what she said. Dork.
She's also
Wait, ask real quick. Ask Evie if there's more classes than the ones you start with,
Okay.
and not just subclasses, because I
Okay.
know there's subclasses.
Evie says to disregard what I said and that there's some things that happen.
Cool.
things happen. Spoiler alert.
So I've always thought the one thing that'd be cool about Etrian Odyssey is if you filling in the map actually factored into like the world. Like, right, what if you were like a cartographer, like exploring a new place, and if you filled out your map wrong, people got lost because they're using your map to figure out where to go.
That'd
Yeah,
be
but it
such
only
a cool
applies to
game,
you.
by the way.
Yep.
Let's make that fucking game.
At the same time, these are places that people in the world have already been to,
That's also true.
and they probably made maps, right? Like they have giant castles. They're probably advanced enough to fucking know cartography. Why can't I just
No.
go to some asshole and buy a tour map?
Nah, it can't be done. Tingle's waiting there to sell you maps. Um, Evie says there's archers at some point and some sort of priest or some shit.
Archer is the sniper, isn't it? Like you could already get that from the beginning.
Well, how about priest then? How's priest doing it for
Do
you?
priest. There's a medic though.
Okay.
The medic looks kind of cool. I like the way it looks. I actually really like the style, like the visual style, except for that one like lolly bikini girl. But like I actually really like the
the
style.
lolly bikini girl. Yeah.
Actually, wait, hold on. I have the game right here. I can tell you exactly the name of my party. Status, yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, so my fortress guy, which is just paladin, like protection warrior. His name is Boner Bill.
Okay. Boner Bill.
Uh, my Night Seeker, which is like a vampire-looking guy.
Oh wow, the art style is really pretty.
Yeah.
So Evie says that the one she is playing is called Millennium Girl.
His name is Jennifer.
Nice.
This is Frank, the dancer.
Wow. Oh my god. How is that not illegal? Holy shit. It looks like a slow, like, disabled girl in a tiny ass bikini.
Somewhere on a character
Yeah.
profile it says age 18, I'm sure.
Here's
God.
Dr. Acula. Actually,
Like,
they have
straight
no
up.
character profiles. You just choose what they look like and what they're named and what skills they have.
Cool.
They have no pasts or anything. They're just whatever. Oh, here's my Rune Master, which is basically just a glorified wizard.
Mhm.
Her name is DC Comics.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was I was looking around the room for names. Because you have to name every single one of them, and for whatever reason, you have 30 slots for characters. Like you have
Why?
30 spots in your guild for characters. And I really hope I don't have to ever go more than like 7.
Bob
Um,
1, Bob 2,
but
Bob 3.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll just name the next one Muppets or something. I'll just look on
Yep.
my shelf of games.
That's
Um,
a good way to go.
but yeah, that's what I've been playing. I've also been playing Cavern Kings, which I've enjoyed a lot and talked
Yeah.
about before. There's an update coming out soon where you finally be able to choose what weapons you start with.
Yeah, that game continues to get cooler and cooler every update.
Yeah, I enjoy it a
What is
lot.
Cavern Kings?
Let me tell you, the best way I can describe it is if you combine Risk of Rain with Super Crate Box.
Wait, what's Risk of Rain and Super Crate Box?
Risk of Rain is a side-scrolling roguelike, very
Yeah.
much like Binding of Isaac, but a side-scrolling like action roguelike.
Yep.
Um, and Super Crate Box is basically that, but much, 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 much more distilled into like just shooting and like avoiding things. And so if you combine those two and let yourself like aim with the mouse, you get Cavern Kings. Uh, and it is so fun. I've been playing so much of it. Uh, it is very, very everything to Binding of Isaac. But it's very similar to Binding of Isaac, but like it's so fast paced and like it ends so much quicker.
hmm
Um,
Yeah, a single run in Cavern Kings doesn't take very long. It goes pretty fast.
I think I've had like a 15-minute run before, which is ridiculously long. Like, and then at the end of the thing, it like, shows all the power ups you got, and mine just stretch for ages. Because it shows it in picture form. It doesn't tell you what they are, what they do. Just shows you the pictures of all the power ups you got. And if you got several of the same one, their picture doesn't stack. So
Oh, wow.
you just see all of them,
Oh,
and it looks
nice.
awesome. But every single power up that you get in the game does stack. So like they
Oh,
all work in conjunction with each other.
do you get the power-ups forever, or is it timed?
Well,
Yeah,
until the
they
end.
stay forever.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Uh, so at one point there's a power up that like gives you a second melee weapon, and I was playing with the pneumatic fist, and at one point I got to like 5 pneumatic fists at the same time.
Wow.
And then there's a thing that increases like just how many bullets you shoot at the same time. I got to like 4 at one point, which is pretty sweet. There's just so many power ups. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen most. Um, but they all kind of blend together. I wouldn't say the power ups are super interesting in that game.
No, it's nothing quite as changing as Binding of Isaac in terms of
Yeah.
like what you get.
They don't change how your character looks, but sometimes it does add an effect to it. Like if you get the wings, it shows little wings behind your character, which is just lets you jump more. Because normally you just have a double jump, but at one point I reached like 8 jumps. Like being able to do like a jump, 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 jump
Oh,
without
nice.
landing. Um, and yeah, it's extremely fun. I really like it, and I'm really looking forward to the next update. And then Starbound got an update, and I didn't really get into much of that. I'm planning to playing more Minecraft again, and I've been playing WoW. Uh, New raid comes out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Tomorrow's raid night, huh?
Tomorrow is raid night.
That's
New raid tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow.
We're
Oh.
never going back to High Mall.
No, we're not. We never beat it.
But we're way over geared now.
But Jericho's group did.
Wait, did they really?
Yeah, they beat Heimel on Saturday.
Damn it.
Yeah,
We just gotta beat them in Black Rock Foundry.
I know, right?
Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Have you looked at the raid videos yet?
Nope.
Me neither.
And I'm
Yes,
the tank.
yeah.
I need to know these things.
It'll be okay. Our
So, yeah,
raid leads.
That
will
is
explain
what I've been
it.
playing.
All right.
As far as I can think,
Trevor,
Oh,
your turn.
one last thing actually.
Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
I decided that I'm done with Pokemon forever,
Nice.
Yeah, right.
That's a bold choice.
and I'm forever gonna continue buying them.
Why?
So,
this is one area where you and Alan might be alike.
so here's the thing, right? I played Blue. I
Yeah.
beat it. I played Yellow. I beat it.
Yeah.
Crystal, Silver, Sapphire, Emerald,
We so
Fire
far
Red.
we have played all opposite editions.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. Every single one of those you named, I bought the other version of.
Wow.
Diamond.
Yeah, I didn't.
Diamond,
Actually,
Platinum.
I didn't buy either of the diamond
Uh,
ones. But
Hold on. Diamond, Platinum, Heart Gold,
okay, that one we're the same on. I got heart gold also.
Pokemon White,
I didn't get
Pokemon
white or
Black. Oh, and that's where it stops, right?
Okay,
So I played all of those,
that's a lot. Of
beat
Pokemon
them.
in your life.
Wow.
And then I got to Black 2, and I was like, yeah, this is basically the same as White. Right? And that's where it's
And
all
all
downhill.
previous
right? Like,
Pokemons.
yeah, like I think I've got to like the second gym, right? In that one. And then in Pokemon Y, I beat the 8th gym, didn't get to the Elite Four. Which it's not that I didn't get to it, because I feel like that sounds like like I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I just didn't go. I just
Right.
left the game because I got bored. And then I got Alpha Sapphire somewhere sitting around here, which I beat at, or which I quit again after like the
Okay.
second gym.
All right.
So I decided no more Pokemon for me ever, except for maybe Mystery Dungeon if there ever is a decent one. But I'm gonna continue buying every single new one
Okay.
just to see.
Why? Why?
Because maybe this time will be different.
No, it will never
Maybe
be
I can
different.
change.
You'll always go back to Pokemon, but it's never gonna fulfill what it promises.
No, I think it fulfills exactly what it promises.
It
That is to
does,
be
kinda.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
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 Remember Pokemon in 1997?
Yeah.
Still there.
It'll always be there for you.
I know, seriously.
So yeah, never. I don't care. Gonna continue buying them, continue beating a couple of gyms, and be like, it's Pokemon.
One of these days, they'll surprise you. They'll reinvent the whole thing, and
Yeah,
it'll
with
be
Pokken.
amazing.
No,
Pokken
they
tournament.
won't.
Yeah, they'll have Pokemon amiibos. You'll have to buy amiibos and then put those on your 3DS.
I want an Isaac amiibo that I can put in Pokemon. And then we'll see.
Okay,
But yes.
that'd be some
Kelly.
weird cross promotion.
No, it's perfectly logical.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isaac can shoot in 4 directions.
Right.
Pokemon can only have 4 moves.
It's just they're exactly the same.
It's essentially the same game.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yep.
Do you like playing games where you just hate yourself, Mike? Because it seems like Pokemon and Binding of Isaac.
No,
Like,
Pokemon is super easy. I hate myself for playing it because it's too easy. Binding of Isaac, I hate myself because I'm not good enough.
Two completely different feelings of hating yourself.
Yeah, like I like games where I hate myself because I'm not good enough, but are also quick, which is why I also don't like.
Dark Souls.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But I do like Monster Hunter, and I'm looking forward for the to the 4th one.
Demo's pretty cool.
I haven't played the demo.
I enjoyed it.
I did play the demo, man, in TF2 a year ago. Anyway, Kelly, what have you been playing?
Man, I have not played very many games the past 2 weeks. I played Team Fortress 2 a little bit.
Ooh,
And
nice.
this is the first time I played Team Fortress 2 since like 2009.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, I'm sure you were in for a real surprise then.
yeah, I was just like, how I play. Why does everyone have hats?
Oh
Like,
God, yeah.
I also play
None
some
of
Reciteer, but that doesn't matter.
none of the characters look the way they used to in TF2 anymore.
No, they all look
yeah.
the same, assuming you don't have any cosmetics.
Yeah, but no, everyone I see has cosmetics.
Oh yeah,
Everybody.
hats on hats on hats.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so I played like 40 minutes of that, and I was just like, man, this isn't the Team Fortress 2 that I used to know. I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Now we're
Um,
just somebody I used to know.
I know.
No, we just gotta play together again. Remember when Team Fortress 2 first went free to play and
Yeah.
how much we wrecked?
Oh, it was so fun. It
I
was
still have
so
like a
fun.
whole bunch of those screenshots where the top 5 places are us. Like 15 games in a row.
We should totally do that again. Just like roll through Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, I call being heavy.
Oh, I love being heavy. There's no skill involved.
I
You
know,
just
that's
go
why I
like,
got number 1 every single game. I call it the point and click adventure game.
And then I played Assassin's Creed for like a half hour.
You're still continuing it, huh?
Yeah, and then it's slow but steady. And I played Super Hexagon.
Nice.
I started replaying that, and man, I can't stay playing that game. I don't have
Really?
EV's like addictiveness to Super Hexagon.
Wait,
Like,
what's your highest?
I don't want to talk about my highest, okay? It's
No,
not
just-
the
just-
size
just-
of your
just
time.
tell me-
It's just,
just tell
how
me
you
real
use
quick.
it, okay?
No, just tell
No.
me real quick.
No, that's a
Just real
personal
quick.
thing. That's a personal like. Okay, it's 32 seconds.
So I have Super Hexagon on 3 different systems.
Oh my god! Just
Mhm.
like,
Well, I mean, I bought it once on my phone, and apparently that works for the iPad too. That same purchase. So I have 3 different high scores. On my computer, I have about 100 seconds on the regular Hexagon.
oh, fuck you.
Uh, on my iPad, I think I have around 70 or 80. On my phone, I have 115.
You know what? You take
I
your
was really
giant
excited
score
to see what
somewhere
happens if
else.
we get to 2 minutes. I was so excited. I was like, no. And I can tell you exactly where I was and what I was doing when I got that high score.
Wow.
Because I did not want to be there, which is why I was playing Super Hexagon in the first place. I was at some party and my friends were debating animal
Oh, good.
cruelty. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be on my phone play Super Hexagon silently
Silently?
in the middle of the room. Yeah,
Wow.
I play without sound most of the time now.
Super Hexagon's insane.
Yeah.
Great game.
I think you've both beaten any high score that I have.
So I just hyper focused on Super Hexagon, just trying to shut down everything outside. And yeah, I got 115 or so on my phone. And my phone's laggy too. So I was playing with a lot of lag and like stutteriness.
If there's one thing I've noticed about you, Caps, is that you seem
Yeah.
to do exceptionally well when working with a handicap on things. Like not just the phone, right? But I
Yeah.
remember the few times I played WoW, you would
Yeah.
raid dungeons wearing gear like the pimp hat, just so you would look cool while doing it, even though it was gimping your stats, and you'd still succeed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing on it. Like I've been for like the last like year and a half. I've been gaming on a $200 laptop. I've been raiding and succeeding on a laptop that has no right to be able to play WoW.
Especially with the new models and stuff.
Yeah, I play with the new models too. You can turn them off, but I play with them on.
Wow, you live on the edge.
Oh yeah. I pay
So
for the
is-
whole seat. I only need the edge.
So has your time with Assassin's Creed come to an end then, Kelly? Is it never going to
No,
happen again?
I'm going to come back to it, and we're gonna have a great relationship, and it's gonna be fine. We're
You should
gonna
move
Great.
on to the second one.
fine. No, I should.
No, you
Nick
should.
Cage
No,
is good.
I need to finish the first one.
yeah, you should finish the first one.
I found out
Finish the first one.
I found
Trevor.
out that you can kill people quietly, which has definitely increased my ability to.
Wait, you found out that you can kill people quietly in a game
I've been
called
just, like-
Assassin's
I've
Creed?
been just like pulling out my sword. I'm like, all right,
Oh,
I'll
no,
take it. Let's
no.
just kill it.
Oh no.
Kelly, never play Hitman.
I'm. How many assassinations have you completed in that game now?
I completed 2.
I'm
was
actually.
great.
I'm amazed you figured out that you were able to complete 2 without knowing
No,
you
I
had a
did
hidden
3.
blade.
I did 3.
Without using the hidden blade. at
I
all.
ran. I was just like, I'll
Oh
take
my
your other
God.
run. Yeah, it was awful. Now
So
that I know
there's
that, it's great.
there's actually I think it's in all of the games, but in the first one there's a technique where you can actually counter using the hidden blade and instantly
No.
kill somebody.
What? That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, it's the timing on it is really, really specific. If you screw it up, you just get a sword to the face. But if you get really good at it, you can actually just sit there and just hidden blade everybody who's attacking you
That
and
is
just
so good.
take them all down. It's great.
I should just
Also-
do that.
Also, pro
Yeah, you
tip.
should practice with that.
Maybe finish the first one, don't do it, and then move
Finish
on to the second one, and then quit. It's not worth going
Really?
past that.
Really?
I might be on Cap's side on this.
Except for
Wow.
maybe Assassin's Creed 4, but even then it's mediocre.
But what about the chick? The one with the chick? I kind of want to play that one.
The
are you-
PSP one?
Are you thinking of Freedom Cry?
Are they going to port that to Steam?
Freedom
Um,
Cry is already on Steam. I played it
Oh.
on there actually.
Was it any good?
I enjoyed Freedom Cry. I
It's-
actually had a good time with it.
It's still an Assassin's Creed game, like the rest of them.
I think the story went off kilter a little bit in 2, and then just went full tilt bonkers insane in 3.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's ever recovered.
And 2 was a trilogy.
It's true.
Really?
Yeah, there was
two, and then
Revelations,
yeah, Revelations, and then Brotherhood.
Is it worth it to go into Revelations?
No, just
Eh.
play 2 and then quit the series. Except for maybe 4, because that one you get to be a pirate, and that's good.
4 is cool. 4 is cool.
It's 4 is basically Sid Meier's Pirates, so play that instead. Actually,
Black Flag.
Yeah, Black Flag's cool. I like Black
no, just play Sid Meier's Pirates instead.
Sid Meier's Pirates is great, but Black Flag is also great.
Um,
Sid Meier's Pirates, you don't actually get to be, like, you control the pirates, but you don't get to be the pirate directly, right? Assassin's Creed 4 can give you that.
yeah, but you're not really a pirate in that one. You're just assassin, Creed
Yeah,
guy.
assassin pirate, you know.
Just assassin.
Assassin Pirate? Two diametrically opposed like methodologies of killing people. One is hidden, the other one is a ship with cannons. Like,
Okay,
would think
spoiler
so.
alert that you find on the very beginning. In Assassin's Creed 4, you're not actually part of the Assassin's Guild.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
pretending to be. And then you just kind of sort of end up being in it.
Good stuff.
It's kind of funny.
So did you get a chance to play anything else, Kelly?
no, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alan, your turn.
Alan?
Helen? Or Alan's wife?
No,
Aw.
I mean Alan. Good talk, Alan. Trevor.
Okay. So I've played a couple games. Most recently, I started playing the Metroid Prime series.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Wait, isn't that like super old? I remember like.
the first one
Yeah,
came out on
GameCube.
GameCube. Yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
on the Wii U eShop, they recently released the Metroid Prime trilogy for $10.
Oh,
which-
nice.
Which is a great deal. I wish I had bought it there. I didn't.
What? Where'd you buy it?
So I bought the Metroid Prime trilogy a week before they announced they were going to be bringing it to the eShop.
Oh no. Where'd you buy it from? Amazon or something?
I got it used at GameStop for $30, I believe it was.
Wow.
the
Fuck
thing
you,
is-
GameStop.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. That's actually the cheapest place I could find it
Wow.
because usually it retails for like $100, or at least it did until the Wii U one came out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a popular game that people want to play, and now they can if you have a Wii U. Um, so so I started playing that, and I simultaneously love and hate it, um, because it's an excellent representation of what Metroid would be like in a 3D environment, and I think it's a lot of fun to play. And it does not take any time to like give you any sort of story or background. You kind of infer it on your own just by exploring, which I think is pretty neat. The part I'm not crazy about is like, have either of you guys played a lot of Metroid games?
No.
I played the first few screens in the original Metroid, and then I was like, "This is
Great.
too hard." Um,
I
so
played a
I
little
played,
bit of the Metroid Prime, like back in the
Okay,
day.
and then I
so
played a bunch of Metroid Prime Hunters, which I enjoyed
okay,
a lot.
oh yeah, Metroid Prime Hunters is it's good stuff. So um, one of the problems that I think the Metroid series has always had is like you get a bunch of stuff and then you're expected to go back and find all of these upgrades way back, and you're relying on your memory of where these gates are that you weren't able to get through before to go back and find those spots and find those upgrades. And so a lot of times in Metroid games, I would never bother to do that because all that stuff's so far away, and I need to be pressing forward. I need to be moving on. So I think Metroid Prime tries to solve this by spreading out the key points in the three main areas that you have to go to throughout the game. So there's like there's like this icy area, there's the Magmore Caverns, and then there's like a ruins area, and you get like an upgrade in the ruins, and now you can advance further in the caverns. Then you find something in the caverns, now you can advance further in the icy area, and it's kind of a neat idea because then you're getting more opportunities to find those upgrades that you couldn't get before while you're doing it. The annoying part is there's no fast travel, so
Oh yeah.
you have to physically walk to all of these areas every single time you get a new upgrade that lets you advance, and that's the part that's driving me crazy.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah, that's the part that is driving me insane because the enemies respawn every time you leave a room. So if you walk the wrong way and then turn around and walk back into a new room, even though you killed everything in there, it is back alive and you have to fight it
Oh
again.
my god.
And so that has driven me insane in that game to the point where, like, as I'm approaching the end of it now, whenever I get an upgrade and I realize I need to go all the way to some new area, I just kind of stop playing for a little while because I can't stand having to walk. And like it's ruthless too. There's no like it doesn't autosave. You need to go to a save room and save. And if you die, you go back to the last point you saved at, not
Oh
like
my
the last room you
god.
went through.
Wow,
Um,
that is awful.
yeah, so some of that is like dated design, but just the fact that there's no fast travel is what's really killing it for me because having to physically walk my ass all the way there is driving me insane. And also, the game doesn't do a great job of telling you where to go, which is a thing I like and dislike because on one hand, I'm supposed to be exploring this new world I've never been to. So it's kind of cool to have this feeling of like, I need to figure out where I need to go. I need to be exploring. But but then at a certain point, it's like, okay, game, give me a hand because what am I doing? I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
just walk in a circle in the same like 5 rooms, and I'm like, I feel like there's something here I'm supposed to see, and I don't know where it is.
Oh no.
Here's how they should make a new Metroid.
Okay, I haven't gotten to the 2 or 3 yet, so maybe these problems get fixed later. But continue.
They should make it so rooms are always random. The map fills in as you find them. Upgrades are also scattered at random. No two playthroughs are the same. Also, it's top down, and you can only shoot in 4 directions. And instead of a laser gun, you cry at things.
Yeah, and then you fight mom at the end instead of
Yeah,
Mother
then
Brain.
you fight your mom.
Yeah, yeah,
And Krampus is super fun.
yeah,
You know what's
yeah,
funny? You know how Krampus was what infuriated you
yeah,
in the first one?
yeah.
These days, if you're decent at the game, you cannot get through a run without fighting Krampus.
Wow, great. That's exciting.
I can hear Trevor's like cringing, like I hate Binding
I'm
of
so ready to go just boot up Binding of Isaac right now. Um,
Okay, go on.
yeah, so Metroid Prime. I think is a cool game. I will probably continue playing it because I don't think the cons outweigh the pros. Like I still think it is a fantastic version of Metroid in a 3D space. Like Samus made the transition to 3D and she survived it, as unlike Sonic, who just sort of stopped breathing.
It's because Sonic doesn't have boobs.
Well, neither does Samus. She
Yeah.
does she go into her Zero suit?
Not in Metroid Prime.
See,
Maybe
she
I haven't
doesn't
gotten.
technically have titties.
I haven't gotten
No,
to.
she does.
I haven't gotten-
I believe it when I see it. Okay.
It's not
She
about the
does not.
titties on the outside, Kelly. It's about the titties on the inside.
They're inside out titties.
Oh God.
Okay,
This
go
is
on,
off the
Trevor.
rails.
Sorry.
So there's no so the thing that's cool about Metroid Prime that I think is really cool is like they do everything they can to make you feel like Samus, to put you in her space, right? So like you actually see the outline of her helmet around you at all times. Like when stuff starts interfering with the systems, like you start getting static and stuff on your screen. If you fire a shot and you're in like an icy or reflective area, there'll actually be a brief instant where you see your reflection in the glass of your windshield, like your visor. So like that kind of attention to detail, I think, is what really sells Metroid Prime, and part of the reason that I keep playing it even when it frustrates me. So I actually think it's a great series, and for $10, getting those 3 games in the trilogy, that's pretty fantastic. So the other game I've played.
Wait, Trevor.
Yes.
Real quick, back to the Metroid Binding of Isaac joke.
Yes.
Wow.
Instead of mom, obviously you fight with her brain. Anyway, go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. 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 Oh boy.
Sorry.
So
go
the
ahead.
other game I played, kind of on a whim. I saw a trailer for it last month, and I noticed it was on Steam, so I bought it and I played it. And that is Life is Strange.
Oh, I saw that. That looks like a good game.
Wait, is that the pseudo point-and-click adventure game?
Sort of. It's got a lot in common with Telltale's like usual lineup.
Yeah. I was actually watching Day 9 play it right before this podcast.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and then his computer died.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, during the stream. Yeah.
So I played through all of episode 1. They're doing it episodic like Telltale, except unlike Telltale's like usual series, they
It's
actually.
bad. Oh.
I was going to say they actually have release dates, whereas Telltale
Oh.
updates whenever they update. But Life is Strange actually has a release date for the next episode, which is March 20th. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
How do you like it? Is it good? Is it not good?
It has the potential to be really, really cool. I am going to wait to see, because episode 1 is very much like a setup episode. So I'm gonna have to wait to see how they really unfurl this. But they set up something I think is really awesome. So what this game is about, I don't want to say too much about it because the story is the game. But you are playing as a girl in like a private high school of some kind where you're studying like photography. And you go into the bathroom after class and witness someone get shot and die. And at the instant this happens, you, as this girl, find out you can rewind time. And so you rewind time and you go back and save this girl's life. And that time mechanic becomes like the primary way that you as a player can interact with the world. So like, for example, when you're in a class, right, the teacher will embarrass you by like picking on you and asking you a question and you don't know the answer. And so then he says it afterward, and then you can rewind time and give the right answer.
Oh, nice.
Because now you know it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can do stuff like that throughout the game, not just for the main stuff, but also with like little side conversations and events. Like,
Oh, wow.
I found these skater kids who wouldn't talk to me because I didn't know anything about skateboarding. And then you can listen to them like talk about different moves and stuff and rewind time and then talk to them again. And now there's a new dialogue option where you can pretend to know some stuff about skating. And now
Oh, wow.
So there's all sorts of cool stuff like that, and it also fixes something that well, I wouldn't really say fixes. It's like a new approach to when you come to the binary decisions. Like in every Telltale like story game, you come to these events where you have to choose one thing or the other. And so in Life is Strange, you can actually rewind time after making a choice and pick the other thing to see how it would play out.
Oh, that's so
Um,
cool.
yeah, so you have to decide on one, but you can essentially just keep making the choice and rewinding until you've chosen the one you're comfortable with. And the way they make you as a player still feel a little bit of tension is you can't rewind like for very long. So you can only rewind like the last like minute or two. So once you've advanced far enough, you can't go back and change certain things. They're now locked in place.
Oh, wow.
So I think that was a good way of like making you as a player still feel like there's some room to screw up. But it's a really cool game, and I'm looking forward to when the next episode comes out to see how they continue it.
Oh, man, I'm
That
totally going to buy this right now.
Sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, I will
Something
say,
I'm never gonna play.
yeah, I was gonna say like it is a game that very much lends itself towards like I don't know, I would almost say pretentious. I don't know. It's very artsy, very indie. Like if Garden State was a video game, it would be Life is Strange.
Hey,
Wow,
hey,
that's
you,
awesome.
You watch your mouth. I love Garden State. If anything, it's if you like combine Gone Home with like The Wolf Among Us.
Nah, I don't think so. I think if you like Garden State, you should give it a try.
I've never watched Garden State, but I like artsy bullshit, so let's go.
Oh yeah. If Kelly, it's right up your alley.
Garden State is Zach Braff and the Shins, the movie.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You just said a lot of hipster like catchphrases, and it's just like.
I don't think Zach Braff is hipster. He's the
Who's
main
Zach
character
Braff?
from Scrubs.
Oh, well, hipsters love Scrubs. They're like great.
Everyone loves Scrubs.
It's all right.
Get off the podcast.
Yeah, Kelly, get off this podcast you created.
I know, right?
And assign me as host.
Yeah, and edit and so yeah.
Yeah. Get off my podcast. Start editing.
What else have you played, Trevor?
So the only other game I've played is Dying Light, but it's a great game. But I also don't feel like there's a lot I could say that most people don't already know about Dying Light.
What is it? Because I don't know anything.
It is a zombie game that has like parkour elements in it.
That's too. Electric Boogaloo.
It's sort of, yeah. So it's
Although
like
you can drop kick, which is dope.
the dropkick is great. Yes,
I
the
watched
dropkick is amazing.
Northern Lion play it, and he got onto the roof of a building and then drop kicked the zombie on the ground.
No, it's amazing. So like the big part of the game is like traversing the world. So like you can climb up rooftops, and you can jump onto cars from a distance to like break your fall. You can eventually learn abilities where you can like land on a zombie and like stab them and like use them to break your fall.
That's amazing.
It's a fantastic game. But it is exactly what is advertised. Like if you go to the Steam page and watch a video, like that is what you're getting. You're getting a crazy zombie game with lots of like parkour and running and jumping.
There are some cool things though. Like
there's a lot of cool stuff.
If you're playing online with a friend, because there's objectives and stuff that you have to get to.
Yep.
You can make it into a race that will give you rewards. So you will race to your next objective.
Yeah, you get the awards you get are basically experience towards one of the 3 like trees that unlock new ways to get around the world.
Yeah.
It's neat. You can also actually play as a zombie and like invade other people's games and try to kill them as like a super zombie.
Oh, that's so
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in Dying Light. The story is not one of them, but everything else in that game is fantastic.
Yeah.
The story, I shouldn't say the story is awful, because I've seen much worse stories recently, but it is serviceable, is what I would call it.
Oh, are you saying it's not quite as good as Final Fantasy?
Don't mention that game. Don't.
6?
I have spent all day editing an article for Final Fantasy 13
Oh my
for our
god!
website.
You're just doing this to yourself, Trevor. Like at this point, it's just like you want it. You want Final Fantasy 13, no matter how much you deny it. You like it.
I am not. I will not entertain this line of questioning.
No, no,
Um,
no, no. How many hours have you played it, Trevor? How
oh my
many
God,
fucking
don't.
hours? And you say you
60.
don't like it?
It's
You say
60
you don't
hours.
like it.
I despise it. It's, it's the kind of hate that fuels me. Um, but okay, so enough of that game. Dying Light is really cool. If you played Dead Island and were somewhat disappointed with it, I think Dying Light solves most of the problems that
That's
people
Sweet.
so
with
up
Dead
your
Island.
alley. It's just like zombies and parkour. That's pretty much just Bayonetta, except, without the tits and angels.
I might be interested. The
Dying Light is
dropkick
cool.
definitely may have sold me on it. When I first watched it, I was like,
Yeah, no, the dropkick is awesome. The dropkick is wonderful, and like it's the other thing Dying Light does that I am impressed with is it makes night very scary. Um,
Really?
oh yeah, night is terrifying, but again, the game actually rewards you for playing at night. Like you have the option to just go find a safe area and get in a bed, and then just like sleep until daylight. But if you play during the night, you get double the experience rewards.
Oh, nice.
And you get rewarded at night if you get caught by like the super zombies, which are called volatiles. They'll chase you, and it'll start something called a pursuit. And if you manage to break the pursuit, the game will actually reward you for surviving a pursuit,
Wow, that sounds
and give you
terrifying.
experience and stuff. Yeah, it's horrifying, and you can't really fight the volatiles. Like later in the game, you can start to kill them, but at the beginning, they will just tear your ass apart. Like it's awful.
so I just want to play it at night,
Yes.
and then play the song from the Dead Island 2 trailer on repeat.
I'm the bomb and about to blow up.
Exactly.
Bomb and about to blow up. Yeah. So Dying Light is definitely an excellent game. Of the games I have been playing, I've been playing that one the most. But Life is Strange left a pretty good impression. It's just that there's not a lot of that game to play right now. The first episode is about 3 to 4 hours.
Oh,
of
that's
Life
pretty
is
good
Strange.
for like a $5 game.
For an episodic game, yeah, that's excellent. Because Telltale's usual episodes are usually like 2 to 3 hours. So it's a little bit longer than that.
Yep.
And also, Life is Strange has a lot of like really interesting side stuff that you can find, which Telltale games usually don't have a whole lot of that. But Life is Strange.
Cool.
Yeah, Life is Strange. There's a lot of stuff you can find that you can totally miss.
May have just bought it. May have. This podcast is really not good for my bank account.
I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it next time.
I will play it in like 2 years.
Great. I look forward to talking
I
about
just
it
do
then.
this to myself. Okay.
When you play the entire thing, we can have a.
Wait, why in 2 years? Just play it in
I just never
the
play the
next
game.
2 weeks.
I'm just real bad at that.
No, just play it. Just play it.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff I can do. Like I
Just
can.
play it.
Okay. I
First,
guess
first game's free.
But
it's $5. I just paid $5 for it.
Its first game is $5. Practically free.
practically. But you probably shouldn't encourage her to play it right this minute, because don't you need her for raid night tomorrow?
We do need you for raid night,
Yeah.
but after that, just play it. Play it, but not on Friday, because that's also raid night.
Okay, so is that all you want to talk about, Trevor?
Yep, I think that'll do it.
Okay, cool.
That's it. Alrighty.
That
That has been the first part of
Yeah.
our thing
Yeah.
online.
Bye.
I can like 5 minutes.
Bye-bye.
I have no idea what just happened.